building up a platform where hope can
All right. Thank you for joining us here at the Nikki Clarke Show. I am your host, Nikki Clarke, and the show has been celebrating 17 years of transformational stories from people from all walks of life who are excited about authentic storytelling. And we're back again with an amazing guest. Her name is Mala Rambharose. She is a 3-time award-winning writer, influencer, keynote speaker, and founder of CityMonk Media. Through her work, Mala has covered major events including the Toronto International Film Festival and Fashion Art Toronto, while collaborating with leading brands such as Adidas and Concord Canada. As a storyteller, media entrepreneur, and soon-to-be author, Mala is passionate about inspiring others through creativity, authenticity, and meaningful conversation. Please welcome Mala Rambharose.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm so glad that I'm here.
Oh, it's such a pleasure having you, and you look lovely, by the way.
Oh,
I love the
thank you.
color
You look
combinations.
lovely.
Yes. So tell us about your journey. What inspired you to become a writer, influencer, media entrepreneur?
I think for me, I didn't have like something I really wanted to be when I was growing up. I didn't have a profession. I didn't want to be a doctor or a lawyer or something that would kind of direct me in my future. And it really came from other people intervening and saying that you're a writer and submitting my stuff to contests. And it was like teachers intervening, friends. And then when enough people said it, then I looked backward at my life and I saw the pattern that this had been following me.
Mala, how comfortable are you with sharing your story? You've got a powerful story about just resilience. Can you share that with us?
Sure.
Yeah.
So I was born into a very unstable environment. I was born in Toronto, but one of my parents was had alcohol problems, and so I experienced some homelessness as a child, and grew up in public housing with a single parent, and then I was kicked out as a teenager. So I think that start and that instability really informed the way that I look at the world and the way that my nervous system was regulated and all of that. And so I think that having to, like life forcing me to reflect constantly and constantly have to figure out what my boundaries were and what safety was and what meaningfulness was if I was going to move forward in a way that was in my control. I think that process is what made me obsessed with communication.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you for sharing that. So tell us about the inspiration to create CityMonk Media.
So this is so strange. I would go for really long walks when I was living in the annex, and I dropped out of university and I was just working when I was younger, and I would go for really long walks. That was like my thing, and everyone would always see me on Bloor Street walking and be like, "Oh, there's Mala walking on Bloor Street," and so I had discussions about like homelessness in the city. And I was like, well, what if, in other countries, sometimes when people are sitting on the street and they have a bowl, they're monks. They're not just homeless people. So what if spiritually, these are just city monks? And that's where the name came from, was like my contemplation about that experience of your home being outside. And it's not necessarily that you're homeless, you just feel at home outside. And maybe because you haven't found a safe space inside to call home. And so, yeah, I think that's where the name came from. And then my platform came from force. Again, it was, I wasn't into social media when I was younger. I like really leaned away from it. And because I just seen the kind of addiction side of it and stuff like that. Yeah. Literary agents basically said, if you want to sign with a publisher at some point in your writing journey, you're going to have to like build a platform. So that's when I started actually investing in building a platform. It was after the pandemic. And And that's where CityMonk Media was born.
I love that. That's beautiful. Now, how did you get started covering major events like TIFF? That's huge, and Fashion Art Toronto.
So TIFF was a very incredible experience in that basically this all started because I had attended a brunch and I had been drinking. And after the brunch, I was walking on King Street during TIFF. I was like, oh, it's such a beautiful day. I'm going to walk home. And someone stops me and says, hey, do you want to meet Tyler Perry? And I was like, yes,
Okay.
yes, I do want to meet Tyler Perry. And he was like, okay, you can meet Tyler Perry, but once we usher you into the gate, we're locking the gate and you have to stay in there for 2 hours. You're not allowed to leave.
Hmm.
And he's like, we have alcohol, we have food for you. And I was like, that's fine. Of course. Like you're gonna feed me, you're gonna give me more to drink, then of course I'm gonna, stay there for 2 hours. I have no problem with that.
Mhm.
So when they locked the gate, they told everyone that they'd have to stay, everyone else that was there, they'd have to stay for 2 hours. And because Harry Styles was going to walk by, everyone left.
Okay.
So I was left alone in this huge gated area with maybe like 3 other people had stayed. And this was later on in TIFF, like it wasn't the first or second day.
Right.
So I was like, oh, I kind of got sad because I'm like, oh, that means Oprah left. And as I'm standing there, like Tyler does his normal, like his walk. And because there's nobody around me, I can take pictures and I can try to interact with him. And I'm so excited about it. But then all of a sudden, like it shows you, the screens show you who's coming next. And the screens went black and I heard people on the other side screaming. And I was like, there's no way Oprah's still here. Because they said on the news that she was only here for like 1 or 2 days. And I was like, there's no way she's still here. But when I heard the level of screaming, I'm like, it's her. It has to be her. And then she comes out and her and Tyler were like talking. And I was standing there. I grew up watching her and being obsessed with her. And like I was a kid, but I'd always want her show on when I came home from school. And then my mom would want to change it to Young and the Restless. And so I was like, when I saw her walking, they were talking, they were in a conversation, so I didn't want to bother them. But I was just like, I love you. And I just got to have that moment. So this was all random. I was not a media person at this point. Like I'd obviously been a writer and done public speaking and stuff, but I'd never covered TIFF. I never thought about covering TIFF. And after I posted these things, then someone eventually reached out to me and was like, hey, I do photography. Can you be my video person? And I was like, yes. That's how it started.
That is amazing. Wow. What serendipity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huge.
And
huge.
I hope one day, like if I actually get to meet her, that I could tell her that story, that's how I ended up seeing her on the red carpet.
Put it out there. Put it out there. It's out. It's released now. So what lessons have you learned as an entrepreneur?
Entrepreneurship has been, it's like this drive for independence in me, freedom and independence, and wanting to build things and wanting to kind of watch my creative process manifest outside. But the business side of it, the paperwork, the grind, that has been very challenging.
Yeah.
And moving through the world of entrepreneurship as a woman, as a brown person, it's very, there's all of these intricacies that, especially because I came from not like I came from kind of humble beginnings, there was such a huge learning curve.
Right.
And for me, the way that I've been able to stabilize throughout is having regular jobs and bootstrapping everything myself. And just embracing that. Because I think when I was younger, I was like, we're this generation where I watch Mark Zuckerberg become a billionaire at such a young age. And like you see all these celebrities and all of these young people building these tech companies. And it always made me feel like left behind and that I wasn't as smart as them, even though I knew that I had a different upbringing. Like I always still kind of felt like, oh, I'm not that smart, or I'm not that, like I don't have that kind of grit. And yeah, I think that just like accepting and embracing that I like working regular jobs and bootstrapping my business has helped me a lot mentally.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about your book. Upcoming book is exciting. So, what inspired you to write it? Tell us the title. When is it going to be released?
So it's called Broken Telephone. It's my first memoir, and my first book was in 2011. It was a children's picture book. And so this is a complete opposite
Okay.
kind of experience. The way that it came about was that I had lived as a hermit for 2 years. So no phone and internet, disconnected from
Wow.
friends and family. And I kind of plunged inward. I was only eating like rice and lentils and vegetables for a large part of it, completely celibate. And I was going on long walks. I was in prayer. I was in meditation. And I was studying my dreams.
Very monk-like.
Yes. I was studying my dreams. And this idea was after I would say like 3 months of me living that way, the memoir, all of the memories of my life and all the characters I've met, all the people, all the lessons, they just started rushing to the forefront of my mind. And I could not write it down.
Right.
Like it felt like I just had to.
Brilliant. What role has resilience played in your success?
I think it's everything. I think that as I get older and like I listen to people that get to 80 and 90 and 100 years old,
Yes.
when I was young, I would be like, oh my God, that person's so grouchy. And now I don't see that.
No.
Now I'm like, no, they are resilient. They kept waking up in the morning. They kept at it. They kept trying. And I think for me, when I was younger, I went through those stages of the positive thinking and the manifestation. I went through those stages about like having to be positive all the time and try to focus my brain in that way. And I needed that season. But at the same time, I think beneath it, that reach for trying to survive or like that reach for trying to heal, it's all just from resilience. There's like, that's the root.
That is the root. So, what is next for you? You've got an exciting book. What other projects are you involved in?
So I'm gonna be a global peace ambassador during International Peace Festival.
Yes.
And I'm gonna be a judge for the Peace Festival, the Film for Peace.
I am too.
And you're a judge too, I know. So
Yeah, that's going to be so
yeah,
much fun.
so I'm looking forward to watching the films that come in and like films from around the world. I think it'll be a great learning experience for me.
Absolutely. Okay, I've got some rapid fire questions for you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Favorite city?
Toronto.
Morning person or night owl?
Night owl.
A woman who inspires you?
My sister.
One word that describes your journey?
Soulful.
Love it. Awesome. Mala, how can people connect with you on social media?
I'm at Mala the CityMonk across platforms, and my blog is called Six and the CityMonk.
Okay, beautiful. Well, I really appreciated your candor, sharing from such an authentic place. I appreciate you, and I just see you just evolving and blooming so beautifully. So keep up the great work.
Thank you so
And
much.
I look forward to my signed copy of the book when it comes out.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for watching The Nikki Clarke Show. We'll see you next time.